Hello guys, this is your friend and we are back with a new fanfic. Which is what if Naruto unlocked Super Saiyan mode and build harem with Mikoto, part 1. And if you enjoy this fanfic then please press the like button and subscribe to my channel for more fanfic like this and comment for next part. And now let's start the fanfic. Naruto's mood could be described as pure vengeful rage. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze is a member of Team 7 teammates Sasuke Uchiha, the last loyal Uchiha of Konoha, but in Naruto's opinion Sasuke is nothing but arrogant, and had a great disregard for teamwork and is also getting taught privately by Kakashi Tem. My second teammate is Sakura Haruno, no clan background and a loyal fangirl and president of the Sasuke Uchiha fan club. She is another lost cause. All she does is oogle Sasuke and screech like a ing banshee who always berated me every chance she got, but every time she attacked me I knocked her down on her fat forehead. I wondered what I ever saw in that bitch. She's nothing but a Uchiha whore and a disgrace to a kunoichi's profession. Sakura was one of the girls who was nice to him at first, but after her parents found out about me her father told me to stay away from me and I was a demon. But she always listens to whatever her parents say, so the next day I meet her she screeches demon, and from that day on she tried every time when I was alone to abuse me and torment me along with Ino and the rest of Sasuke's fangirls, thinking I would submit. Sasuke was always thinking of ways to humiliate me, but he didn't train to exhaustion like me and practiced jutsu after jutsu until I could do them ceaseless. He also didn't take in account my ultimate defense that Kenshiro said was stronger than Shukaku's Kantainer's ultimate defense. As for Sakura, she thought Sasuke kept letting me win and kept telling her parents and other people who saw me as Kyuubi what I did, but every time a mob gathered I beat them all to a heap of broken bones and flesh, leaving them on the ground to suffer after calling them hypocrites, and that my father is rolling in his grave right now about his treatment. But she thought I was normal and she was stronger than me. PFFT, yeah right. From the time I was living at the orphanage at age 3 I found out the fox was in me, and let's say he wasn't the demon everyone portrayed him to be, he was like a brother to me. Flashback 6 years ago. June 10, 1998. Naruto Uzumaki is annoyed with the other orphans, patrons and civilians who sneer at him, but he unleashes killing intent on them to scare them off. But Naruto kept wondering why they called him a demon. He doesn't think there's anything demonic about him. He closes his eyes and thinks back to October 10th, and then his eyes widen to the size of dinner plates. He realizes he was the one who the Yondaime sealed the demon fox into. His thoughts darken slowly till the space around turns intangible from the Sannin level, killing intent flaring around him. Then all of a sudden a black and red aura flares largely around him. He notices and he feels calm and more powerful. He thinks for a few more minutes and then remembers about the Kyuubi and sits cross-legged and meditates. He suddenly feels a pull and slumps his shoulders. Naruto's mindscape. Naruto wakes up and feels water. He gets up to his feet and looks forward to see a large golden gate with the seal for the Shiki Fuin as the lock. "Hey fox, you in there? I want to speak to you," said Naruto in curious voice, but before he could ask again, he sees a giant fox, crimson-orange fur, 9 giant tails flowing behind it. Naruto also notices its eyes are crimson with a slanted slit in the middle. He looks past its eyes and is shocked. The 9 tails' eyes hold sadness and worry, also anger. "Anyo ni-san, are you okay? Why are you sad?" said a concerned Naruto. The fox looks down at Naruto and lowers his head and peers into Naruto's soul and is flabbergasted. This kid's aura is more powerful than his creator's. "Why do you call me older brother? What have I done to deserve such a title?" asks Kyuubi, clearly interested in it. Kantainer's decision and angered at these ignorant humans' hate of the blonde. "Because I don't believe you are as bad as these dumb bakas say you are. Besides, you kept me safe since I was a baby," said Naruto in a kind tone, wondering why would a demon fox bother with Konoha when it isn't in his nature to attack others. Kyuubi lets a tear drop and smiles at his little brother. "Thank you kid, I guess it's in my kitsune nature to protect ones you see as family," said Kyuubi in a low tone. Naruto smiles, but then he asks, "Kyuubi, why did you attack Konoha? I know it wasn't out of hate or fun," asked Naruto in a voice that made him sound older. You are correct, kid. I didn't do it. Out of those two you said, I was just sleeping when all of a sudden I saw a red eye with 3 spinning tomos, and after that I blacked out, exclaimed Kyubi. Naruto is silent for a moment. Red eye, 3 spinning tomos. Let's see if I can materialize something in here, thought Naruto as he conjured a book on the description of that eye. He reads the first 5 pages, but then his eye turns black and gold with a slanted pupil as his aura rises 100 feet into the air in rage and disintegrates the book he holds from the intense power he is unleashing. Kid, what's wrong? Did you find out something? Asked Kubi in a concerned voice. He shivers from the feel of Naruto's aura. It was godly, and cold. Naruto calms down and opens his eyes, but his eyes still hold lots of anger and rage, and says, "Sorry, Ni-san, I just found out who controlled you, and his descendant is a clan heir," said an angered Naruto. Kyubi becomes curious, but his eyes narrow slightly but speaks in a low voice. Who was it, kid? Who was the one that did this to me? Asked Kyubi, as he wants to know what idiot did this. Naruto spits the name out like venom. Madara Uchiha, rival of the Shadaime Hokage. As he said this, the room floods with killing intent that made Naruto whistle. Damn, whoever you are, Madara, you just pissed off the wrong fox, thought Naruto. Somewhere in aim, a certain one-eyed masked Uchiha lets out a shiver and looks around. I feel like someone just walked over my grave. I hope whoever it is isn't near, thought Madara as he walks to his hideout. That damn clan of traitors. Kid, listen to me. If you're put on that team with the clan heir, I want you to show him to not mess with us, said an enraged Kyubi. As he thinks on what to train Naruto in, he looks at Naruto and goes over some ideas. His body is built for speed, power and precision. Looks like he will be the second successor of the Hokuto and Nanto styles, thought the nine-tailed fox. Kyubi decides to make Naruto the most powerful fighter in the universe. Naruto, I would like to train you in my 2 fighting styles, Hokuto Shinken and Nanto Saiken, but before that we need to build your strength, speed and precision for you to use them, said Kyubi in sensei mode. He then begins to transform before Naruto's eyes. A few seconds later he is in his human form. Kyubi could be described as a 21-year-old. He is wearing black jeans with a brown belt, ninja sandals, a short-sleeved jacket with a red undershirt, black eyes with black spiky hair. His muscles could be described as muscular and large, obviously built for the things as Naruto. Naruto quirks an eyebrow in amazement. Ni-san, is that you? Wow, you're very muscular in your human form. Kyubi smiles. Thank you, little brother. Since I am going to train you, I shall tell you my name. It is Kenshiro, Grandmaster of the Hokuto and Nanto styles. Now to begin training, but before we begin we will need to find out your affinity, says Kyubi, as he pulls out a chakra paper and hands it to Naruto. Naruto pushes chakra into the card and watches as the 1/3 of it is ripped to shreds. The bottom crumples into a very tight ball, the right side crumbles into dirt, the left burns with white flames. But as Naruto was about to speak, his eyes widen to the size of dinner plates, as the whole card turns into golden sand. Kenshiro and Naruto stare at it before both brothers let out a shit-eating grin and says, "Looks like I have affinity for wind, fire and earth, also the bloodline of the Kazekage," said Naruto in astonishment. Kenshiro nods. Yes, all of them powerful as the Ichiba's control over sand and wind. Looks like you're gonna have a lot of training, but first make the ram hand sign and say Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, make 2,000 of them and send to do elemental training for wind, fire and earth, explained Kenshiro, as Naruto nods and makes the ram sign and shouts, Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Naruto looks and sees 2,000 solid clones appear and standing at attention. Okay guys, split into groups 4. Group 1 fire manipulation, Group 2 earth manipulation, Group 3 wind manipulation, and Group 4 I want you guys to play shogi and think up strategies in battle. Now go, shouted Naruto, as the clones nod. Flashback end. From that day on, Naruto trained since he was 2 years old. Kenshiro trained him in chakra control, elemental manipulation, taijutsu, ninjutsu and fuinjutsu. As for his gold dust bloodline, he was on the level of the Sandaime Kazekage. When he was 5 he was already Sannin level in every ninja art known to man. Naruto looks around the mist, but suddenly he hears a rustle in the bush and looks and sees a white bunny. He smirks at a foolish tactic. Really, Momochi? Sorry, I'm someone even Yagura should fear. I have your scent now and your partner. Let's see if I was right about Kakashi Baka and the emo and Banshee. That will give me an excuse to become an apprentice, thought Naruto with a dark smirk on his face. He looks for a place to hide and bites his thumb and slams his hand down on the ground and screamed Kuchio's no jutsu. The smoke clears and reveals 40 feet tall hawk with golden eyes. It looks around and spots its summoner. What is it you need, Naruto-sama? Asked Taka. Yes, Taka. I need you to deliver a message to the Sandaime for backup. Tell him to send Team 8 Sume and Yugao. Explains a serious Naruto, as he hands the scroll to the hawk and straps it to its leg. Taka nods. Hi Naruto-sama, I will be back in 15 minutes. I hope to meet your friends, said Taka, as he blasts away so fast it leaves a sonic boom. Hokage's office. Sarutobi Hiruzen can be seen doing something even more feared than the cages, paperwork. He was just about to use a fire jutsu on the pile evilness, when suddenly he hears a tapping at the window and is shocked to see a large hawk. Are you the Sandaime Naruto-sama spoke of? He has a message for you, said Taka, as he handed the Sandaime the scroll and poofed back to the summon realm. Oji-chan, I have some grave news. My team ran into the Demon Brothers. I protested that we should call for backup, but Sakura in her screeching glory told me that weaklings don't overrule their superiors' decisions. GG, I request backup of Sume Team 8 and Yugao. I can't guarantee I can hold back the urge to make Sakura and this pervert become chopped liver for my summons, so please send backup and tell them to get here on the double. That damn Hatake used me as a shield to take a hit from Zabuza's sword. I am waiting at the client's house. It's time I shed this mask. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. P.S. Oji-san, use Cage Bunshins to do that paperwork. You are the Kami no Shinobi, for Christ's sakes. Sarutobi stared at the paper with a blank look on his face before his eyes glinted with malice as killing intent rolled off of him. You damn bastard Kakashi, you let your hate for Kyuubi control you. It seems I am gonna have to get my grandson off of that damn team of bakas. He makes 3 shadow clones and sends them to do the paperwork. Finally dropping you mask. Naruto-kun, bout time now. Let's get you that back up, thought the Sandaime, as he snaps his fingers. 2 figures appear in a leaf shunshin kneeling. Theses are Anbu captains Tora and Taka. Hi Hokage-sama, shouted the Anbu, as they awaited orders from their superior. Taka, cat, I want you to tell Team 8, Kitsune and Sume to give backup to Namikaze Naruto in Spring Country. Also tell Kurenai to give this to him, said the Sandaime, as he pulled out a black and red Jonin vest. The 2 Anbu smirked under their masks. Inwardly they were cackling in glee. Finally dropping that damn mask about Dame Time Gaki, thought the 2 Anbu captains. Both captains nod and look at each other before looking back towards the Sandaime and ask something that shocks him. Hokage-sama, we were wondering if we could go along with Sume and the others so we could help and train the blonde. We owe it to him as his personal guards. Yes, you can go, but make sure to give Naruto this, said a grinning Sandaime, as he pulled out a black custom Jonin vest with the kanji for Dark Slayer on it in blue. The Anbu in the room smirk behind their mask in pride at the blonde. It's time Naruto showed them who is the strongest in this world, thought the pride-filled Anbu, as their thoughts wandered. 3 groups walked in. Kurenai Yuahi reporting for backup. Hokage-sama, said a black-haired beauty. Sume Inuzuka reporting for backup, said a gruff female voice, known as Sume Inuzuka, one of the Leaf's Ice Queens. Kitsune reporting for duty. Hokage-sama, said a Anbu with a fox mask. He looked around at the groups before him and spoke in his Hokage voice. I have received a message from Namikaze Naruto, who is requesting backup since his team encountered Zabuza Momochi in Wave Country, said the Sarutobi, gaining gasps from the females in the room, as this man was a very ruthless man and an efficient killer. Sume asks a question about where is Naruto, but then the atmosphere becomes heavy as the Hokage's eyes glow with rage. She is curious about this. "Hokage-sama, why do you look like you are gonna execute someone?" said in a blunt manner. Hiruzen seethed, but managed to speak in a rage-filled voice. Hatake used Naruto-kun as a substitution so his precious Uchiha wouldn't die, but Naruto managed to shatter the blade. His team tried to kill him, but he created a shockwave that knocked them away so he could escape just as the missing nin fled. Sume hears this, growls in pure rage at what this fool did to her Naruto, and her hair spikes and eyes turn into slits. You would think she had the eyes of a demon. Kurenai gasped at this. To think Kakashi of all people would go this far for the Uchiha. Her respect for him took a huge nosedive. Understatement of the year. Kurenai, Kakashi is gonna get docked pay and won't be training his team at all. Thought the Sandame. He thinks for a while before his lips split into a evil grin that threatened to split his face. The Junin and Anbu see this and shudder. If I wasn't gonna meme the Cyclops, I would feel sore for him. Thought a whimpering Sume. Era seems Kakashi Senpai is in for it now. Maybe now Otudo can finally relax, thought the Anbu, as the Hokage's evil chuckle echoes throughout the village, causing many to run for the hills. Back with Naruto. Naruto is just finishing his last set of 2,500 sit-ups when he hears this surrogate grandfather's evil chuckle that he smirks demonically. So sadistic. I feel bad for Hatake Banshee and the emo. What about you, Ken? Said Naruto inside his head, as he sees his brother do mock version of a thinking pose but then smirks evilly. Nope, can't find any reason to care what punishment the old monkey gives them, the demon lord said in a nonchalant shrug of his shoulders. At this, Naruto shakes his head in amusement but wonders about the safety of Tazuna and his family. He clenches his fists till his knuckles pop, but then he picks up a life signature that had a bit of Kenshiro's Yuki in it. His eyes then widen, but then narrow when he senses three familiar signature moving toward it at a Sao pace. Naruto's aura spikes as he roars throughout the country in rage and anger at these pathetic humans. Oh, he was going to enjoy ripping them a new one. I need to get Kushihime out of there before Zabuza or those traitors get to her, thought Naruto. He presses his fingers to his forehead and concentrates on the signature. Few seconds later he vanishes, in a blur of speed to the destination. Naruto can still remember the day he found out about Kushina being alive. He kept wondering what happened to her, but when he found out he was shaken with rage and sadness. Flashback. Forest of Death Tower. Naruto could be seen looking through some files he stole from the home of the elders. Those three were the ones he saw watching him from a suddenly stops on one file that could give him some answers. He opened the file and started to read. The more he read, the more his azure green eyes started to glow with rage and sadness. Naruto growls, as his aura flares up while channeling cage-level killing intent that scared a few animals that were in the forest and made the hearts of some root Anbu explode in their chests. Kenshiro wakes up and senses its container's emotions and is shocked at the rage and hatred that surpasses his own. Kid, what is wrong? Why do I feel so angry? Asked a concerned Kenshiro. Naruto tells him to look into his memories. He does and feels disgusted at this village. They planned on turning him and his mother into breeding factories when he became old enough and captured Kushina. Naruto's head snaps up when he senses multiple chakra signatures closing in on his position, but suddenly his senses pick up a signature that had two other sources in his body. He looks and narrows his eyes as they flash a glowing green. So this is the who tried to turn me into a weapon, and he apparently isn't pleased that I am stronger than he thought. Looks like Tay Cripple brought his teammates and Inu HMPH. I think it's time I show them why I sent all those fools to the hospital in Maruge. Naruto smirked ferally but suddenly caught a hand of condensed lightning chakra and frowned. You know, Inubaka, you are supposed to use assassination jutsu, but your Chidori disgraces the word assassination. Naruto spoke as if he was speaking about the weather. He broke the Anbu's thumband, punched him through the roof and leapt after him, landing on the forest floor hard enough to create spiderweb cracks. Danzo, Kaharu and Homura, you have to the count of 4 to bring your wrinkly asses out here. I am going to make you pay for trying to ruin my Ka-chan's life and mine. Yelled a furious Naruto as his fists clenched until his knuckles popped. He may seem angry on the outside, but on the inside he is calm as water. He focuses his fire chakra in his throat and shouts, Kaden, Goku Makaku. As he said this, he blows out a giant wall of fire that was a nightshade blue toward the entrance, burning every tree in the forest. Back to the entrance. The three were about to send in the root squads but suddenly jumped back. Training ground 42 entrance. The three elders stand outside waiting for the root Anbu and Kakashi to bring Naruto and place the seals on him, but suddenly. Bring your asses here, elders, I know what you did to mother, I will break you pieces trash. Naruto's voice boomed throughout the forest. The elders. His knuckles popped. Tazuna's house. A red-haired woman could be seen standing up, in a stiff posture ready to strike at any threats. Right now she is radiating killing intent at these three bastards, more so, at a certain Cyclops. This woman could be described as a goddess, red maroon hair that cascades down her backside, wearing a full-body Anbu suit with arm and shin guards, holding a very elegant crimson-colored O-katana. This sword was made by a blacksmith who prayed to the shrine of the Kyuubi and asked it to bless the sword with its chakra, and was forged with titanium chakra-conductive steel. This is known as Shishio Haim. Right now Kushina was holding Kakashi by his throat while the other two stooges were being held by her chakra chains, and as you could say, hell hath no fury. Like a mother was intent on making them pay, but a knock could be heard at the door, but before it could be answered it was sliced many times before AC was heard. The door fell to many pieces and the figure Kushina dreamed about walked through, and she feels her heartbeat faster. Naruto Namikaze could be seen walking in, wearing a short-sleeved high-collared shirt with the Uzumaki and Namikaze symbols on his back, hair spiked up and reached to his back. Minato and Tobirama's hairstyle, white wristbands with seals. For weapons, black pants with a red lightning streak down the side and black shinobi sandals, and at his waist was a sword that made the traitors of Team 7 pale. It was a 15-inch 4-foot wide katana, a black and white diamond patterned hilt and a black blade dark as the nightski. This sword was a special sword made from Naruto's chakra, Tuki, and Kenshiro's Yuki, the ultimate sword, Black Sun. Demon, how did you survive that slash to the chest from Zabuza's sword? There's no way you could have survived, said Scarecrow hissed. Inwardly he was scared of the situation his team was in. What he didn't know is that Naruto called for backup. Naruto looks at Kushina and smiles at his long-lost mother and speaks in a loving voice, Ka-chan, we are finally reunited at last. Kushina tears up at this, and much to everyone's shock she kisses him. He stumbles a little but returns it. He would have continued until a certain loyal Uchiha bitch decided to open her trap. You are so disgusting, Naruto, no wonder my dad said you were a freak. She would have said more until she was blasted by killing intent that rivaled Kenshiro's, who raised an eyebrow at this, impressed, but Naruto was staring at her with an intense emotionless look. It made Kakashi and Sasuke shiver. This feeling, the Dobi is just like him, thought a certain brooding emo, as he is currently shaking. How is the demon brat so powerful? How did he get this powerful? Danzo and the elders made sure his growth was stunted, thought a skeptical Scarecrow, but before he continues his train of thought he hears a sword being unsheathed. They turn to see Naruto lifting Sakura up by her hair with only one hand clenching tightly around her skull, so cries out in pain only for her head to explode in a massive amount of gore. Naruto looks at his hand, still staring at his team, and the blood off his gloved hand slowly as a dark grin etches on his face. Tastes just like Jasime tea with a hint of honey in it, said Naruto in his dark voice echoing throughout the house. Sasuke and Kakashi try to kill Naruto by throwing kunai at him, but all of a sudden sand blasts from the ground and forms a barrier around him. Kushina hears Naruto's voice and feels her panties wet, and she sits on the stairs and slowly fingers her swollen ing in her mindo. My Naruto-sama is so dangerous and hot. When we get back to Konoha I get to have him first and his kits, thought a horny submissive Kushina as she stares at her son, who had an air about him that commanded respect, but suddenly she hears two screams of pain and smirks sadistically. Is Naruto-sama, show them their place, Kushina thought with a dark smirk growing on her face. Naruto yawns in boredom. You know I'm just gonna knock you two out. I don't want to dirty my blade. with your disgusting blood so night-night. Naruto drawled lazily, as he smacks two seals he formed out of his chakra on their chests, keeping them out of commission until he decides to release them. Naruto looks at a blushing Tsunami and lets out a foxy grin that makes her and Kushina feel hot under the collar. Tsunami-chan, can you put Hatake and Uchiha in a separate room? She nods and he pulls out some rope. Make sure those rope are positioned so they can't make hand seals. She nods and picks them up and leave. He turns to go to his room but smells his aka Haim's pheromones and smiles ferally. Warning. Without warning, his aka Haim rips his shirt and pants off in one swoop. She sees his 13 feet hardened member and her lips in lust. She looks at Naruto with a lusty grin and strokes him slowly. Naruto groans in pleasure. Kushina sees this and can't help but grin seductively. Do you like this, Naruto-sama? Kushina asks with a saucy smile. Naruto as she strokes him faster, but suddenly he feels his breath hitch in his throat and sees Kushina wet mouth engulf his member all the way down to the hip. Naruto growls at this and grabs her by the hair and faces her. MMMH, my god, Kushi-chan, your mouth feels so good. Naruto as continues to him down her throat. She starts to bob her head up and down as she fingers her relentlessly as she is feeling so much pleasure. It is driving her mad. She hums, making him louder. Naruto feels his twitch violently. He groans out between K Kushi-chan, I'm about to come, let me pull out. He cries out in warning, but Kushina takes him out of her mouth and him up and down on the underside. No, Naruto-sama, I want to taste your essence, release it in my mouth. She says as Kushina takes him back down her throat, ing her tongue all around his while ing him harder than before. Naruto yells as he comes, Kushi-chan, I'm coming, said Naruto, as his cum shoots out like a hydrant, making Kushina's eyes widen, but she swallows it down in gallons as it makes her stomach bulge a bit. She the cum off her lips. Naruto felt a little tired, but not much, considering he was an uber-powerful demon prince. Naruto easily stood up on his feet, hardly affected by his very first orgasm. Ka-chan. That felt amazing. Naruto suddenly felt a strange, powerful urge overcome him. Ka-chan. Get down on all fours and turn around. Naruto commanded, and it sent a wave of pleasure down Kushina's spine. It was his natural instincts as the future demon king that were flaring up. He needed to show his mate just who was in control in their relationship. No longer was she just his mother, now she would be his mate. This Naruto mentally swore to himself. Yes, Naruto-sama. Kushina instantly obeyed, dropping to the floor on all fours and turning around, showing her shapely round and dripping wet to her son. Her was fully erect out of its sheath. Naruto could smell just how horny his mother was. He moved closer to Kushina with his thick rod poised to impale her. But he stopped just short, entering her. Who do you obey, Ka-chan? Who are you loyal to? His blue eyes shined with sadistic glee in denying his mother the pleasure of his. He had a dark smirk on his face. Kushina at his demands, simply loving being ordered by her son, master. I obey only, Naruto-sama. I am loyal only to you, my Naruto-sama. She looked at him submissively over her shoulder with love and complete and utter loyalty in her eyes. My body is your toy to use as you wish. Please, Naruto-sama, me. Naruto smirked darker. Correct answer, Ka-chan, and now here's your reward. He instantly plunged his rod deep into her, placing his hands on her round to keep himself steady. His huge went all the way up to her womb. Suddenly a shadowy black aura surrounded his body and arms formed out of the aura and waved behind him like his tails would. Naruto began to move, slowly thrusting in and out. You like this, don't you, Ka-chan? Oh Kami. So big. Yes, Naru-kun. Kushina screamed in pleasure, moving her hips with her son's thrusts, her double J cup jiggling up and down. Naruto mentally controlled his extra arms, and them slither under his mother and caress her s. You're mine now, Kushi-chan, mine for eternity. You're mine and mine alone. His thrusts begin to go faster. Oh yes, Naruto-sama. Yes, I am yours, I belong only to you, my master. Kushina screamed, feeling her son's thick members sliding against her inner walls. She also felt his arms grope her S and his hands on her. It was a better sensation than her mind had conjured earlier. It was simply amazing. No. It far to pleasure driving. Kushina couldn't think of a word to describe the pleasure she is feeling. Her mind is clouded in lust. Naruto increased his speed. Let's see how much you can take, Ka-chan. Oh yes. Naruto-sama. Kushina cried out in pleasure. Naruto soon pounded roughly into Kushina, while his aura arms played with her S. Oh yes, Naruto-sama. Play with my S. I am nothing more than your little. Kushina cried out. Naruto grunted as he pounded into his mother, feeling her inner walls clamp down on his hands continued kneading her S until her milk began to trickle out. Kushina was on cloud 9 right now. She felt her son's thrusts pounding her. It wouldn't take long now. Naruto already felt his about to burst its seed. Ka-chan, I'm going to. Kushina looked back at him with a loving smile. Come inside me, Naruto-sama. I want to bear your kits. With such sensation of her body, Kushina finally couldn't hold back anymore and screamed. Naru-sama. Her clamped on his tightly as it released, and at the same time Naruto cummed in his mother's. He joined his mother in her scream. Kushi-hime. Naruto's seed flowed into his mother's and womb for half an hour before he finally stopped. Naruto pulled himself from his mother and Kushina collapsed on the floor, her long red hair matted down with sweat and really messed up. He had a little bit of sweat on him, but he was mostly fine. Kushina was on the floor sweating, her body still tingling from the intense intercourse she just went through. It was even better than she imagined. Her was still not only spilling her juices out, but some of Naruto's hot thick seed was dripping out onto the floor as well. Kushina was very satisfied indeed. Her son did incredibly well for his very first time. She couldn't help but fall even deeper in love with him. Her womb was filled to the very brim with his hot thick seed and it dripping from her along with her juices. Naruto gazed down at his mother. Her double J cup S heaved as she panted and Naruto saw his mother lactating. Her milk was trickling out. He remembered when he was a baby and used to drink her milk, and for some reason he wanted to taste it again. Naruto scooped his mother into his arms bridal style, much to her surprise and delight. His much greater strength allowed him to carry her with ease despite his smaller stature. Kushina blushed pink. Naru-kun's carrying me. Naruto gazes at her lactating S with hunger. Kushi-hime, your S are leaking. Naru-kun. Kushina felt him latch on to her right and began to la it, just like he did when he was a baby. Oh my kami, Naru-kun. Kushina ed in sheer ecstasy as her son drank her milk. Naruto then switched to her left and gave it the same treatment, ling it and drinking as much milk as could come out. Kushina wrapped her arms around her son, mate as he drank her milk. She absolutely loved it. This increased their bond even more. Soon Naruto finished drinking and ate up the bit of milk that was dribbling down his lips. Ka-chan, I'm going to mark you as my first mate. He looked for a good spot to bite and found that her collarbone would be the perfect place for his mark. Naruto leaned over and sunk his fangs into his mother's neck right on her collarbone. Kushina ed from the bite as Naruto's yuki swirled around the bite mark, forming a mark. It was a black wolf head with Naruto's special dojutsu and several spiraling tails surrounded it. End scene. After Naruto bit her, Kushina felt her power increase tenfold and a tingling sensation at her backside. Her eyes change from violet to a golden yellow with a slit pupil, and then she sees Naruto on the floor doing one-handstand push-ups. 999 sextillion 996 quintillion 999 quadrillion 997 trillion 999 billion 998 million 999,999, 1,000,000, said a ripped Naruto. Kushina's eyes widened to the size of dinner plates. She had no idea her son had this kinda stamina and he's only 14. She trails his body up and down and her lips. MMMH, my Soichi-sama is gonna be a god when he gets older. I know there will be other mates, but only me and Mikoto will be the alpha females. Thought Kushina, as Naruto allowed his hair to smooth out and cover one side of his eyes that gave him that mysterious look. Virgil and Dante's hair at Temmin grew. Naruto looks at Kushina. Kushi-chan, we have to get dressed and wait outside for Sum-chan and the others. Said Naruto in mission mode. Kushina nods but stops and asks Naruto about the Uchiha and Hatake. Naruto shakes his head and says, those two are going to be put on probation until the Chunin exams, but as for my rank, well, you will just have to see Kushi-hime. Said a smirking Naruto. Kushina pouts at this and tries the puppy dog eyes on Naruto, but all she sees is Naruto quirking an eyebrow. Kushina-chan, I already know every kunoichi in the elemental nations knows that, but I am immune to it, but nice try. Finished Naruto with a mischievous Naruto. Kushina and Naruto walk outside and sit on the roof waiting for backup but decide to sleep. 2 hours later, Naruto and Kushina wake up to see Kurenai, Sum and Yugao looking at them with their jaws dropping to the ground. Naruto raises an eyebrow at this. Sum-chan, Kurenai, Yugao-chan, you're going to catch flies if you don't close your mouths. Naruto said in a voice filled with amusement. This snaps them out of their stupor. They blush in embarrassment, but Sum sniffs the air and grins mischievously. Naruto raises an eyebrow at this. Sum-chan, may I remind you why I am the Akutare no Makai in Konoha? Naruto said in a warning tone. At this, Sum blushes and whimpers in submissiveness. Kushina and the others stare at Naruto in amazement, but suddenly Naruto's head snaps towards the direction of the bridge. His golden eyes narrow viscously and speaks in an authoritative tone. Tazuna, get your family inside the house and barricade the doors and windows. Zabuza is on the bridge with his partner and I got a little score to settle with him for that mark on my chest. Said a venomous Naruto, as he disappears in an afterimage towards the bridge. Tazuna and his family nods and went inside the house while Sum and the others dashed towards the bridge, but leave 4 cage bunchins for protection. Tazuna's bridge. Naruto appears in a burst of wind and dissipates the mist but smiles ferally at his opponents. Well, if it isn't Momochi Zabuza Kurigakure no Kijin, I have been waiting to pay you back for that scar you put on my chest, but I'll go easy on you since that damn Uchiha used me as a substitution for that hit. Said Naruto in a very angered tone. Zabuza is sweating but speaks. Look, Gaki, I didn't mean to. Your mother hired me to bring you to her, but your team screwed things up. I'm on your side, so please listen to what I have you to say. Said a pleading Zabuza. Naruto nodded and motioned for him to continue. Zabuza nods in appreciation. While I was on the run, we were about to be killed. Your mother saved both me and Haku, and from that day on I pledged my loyalty to her, and she helped me get stronger and also helped me protect Haku, who I saw as my son. Said Zabuza in a fatherly tone. Haku is shocked at this and starts shaking uncontrollably. Zabuza sees this and hugs his son while Haku is crying his eyes out behind his mask. Naruto sees this and smiles, but it drops and he hears a whistling sound. His eyes widen but narrow. Zabuza, move! Shouted Naruto as Zabuza and Haku jumped behind him as Naruto charged his emerald green Tuki through his sword and unleashes a Kanatsu wave at the shooters. He sheathes his sword with a circa. Zabuza and Haku hear AC, and turn to see the air ground split and screams from the other side, and on the other side of the bridge they see Gato looking scared with a brown stain on his pants while his men are looking at Naruto with fear. Suddenly Gato gets some courage back, but Naruto still detects fear in his voice. Well, Zabuza, I didn't expect you to betray me. Zabuza and Haku snorted at that statement, saying they never were working for him. Gato hears this but continues. But since I have more numbers than you, I decided to have you executed. Besides, ninja cost too much money to hire, and I will be sure turn those 5 bitches into whores after today. Gato finished with a lecarious grin, but all of a sudden the air around them changed when they heard someone chuckling echoing throughout the wind. This sound made everyone's hairs stand up on end. They look at the source to see Naruto chuckling with one of his golden eyes peering out of his bangs with a bloodthirsty grin spit on his face. Fingering the hilt on his sword, You know I didn't think you had the balls to actually say that about my mates, but now Gato you pissed off the wrong demon king around here and it's time to face your punishment but I won't need to move from this spot. Naruto said in a demonic voice as his sword glows with his azure green Tuki aura, he slips into a Lado stance, Zabuza Kyofu, Hakuo Tudo stand back. They complied and watch as Naruto's aura forms into a demon fox mask with black and yellow sclera eyes. All of sudden Naruto slashes at the air. They look to see what happened and gasp in astonishment and respect just in time to say Gato's army slashed into gore by azure lines appearing out of thin air. All they hear is a shink. Naruto closes his eyes and whispers in a demonic voice, Dimension/Barrage Level 1. Naruto finishes in a small whisper, as the dimension web cracks into many pieces in Zabuza and Haku's Minde. Naruto's Kenjutsu is beyond a Kage's level, this Gaki's stronger than Madara and Hashirama. Thought an awe-stricken Zabuza and Haku. Gato tries to run to safety but before he even moves, Naruto grabs him by the collar bringing him eye level to Naruto, who had a smile that spoke of unlimited pain and suffering. Now what was that you were saying about raping my himes? At this Gato starts to pale and sweat but Naruto turns toward the other side of the bridge in time to see the other wave citizens holding pitchforks and other different weapons. Suddenly an idea ced in Naruto's head. Naruto looked at Gato with a very scary ass grin, picture Hollow Ichigo's grin. Yay, that's scary as now I know what to do with you, said Naruto in a sadistic tone, as he throws Gato in front of the crowd. Naruto turns to leave, but not before saying, he's all yours. Citizens of Wave, I think it's only fair that you got your vengeance for Kaiza and the families you lost. Goodbye. Naruto finishes as he, Zabuza and Haku disappeared in a futon shunshin just at the last second as Gato's tortured screams rang throughout the village. Tazuna's house. Naruto arrives with Kushina and the others to inform Tazuna that Gato and his army are gone and they will be heading back to Konoha for mission debrief. But not before Inari cries about his niece-san leaving. Naruto smiles. Don't worry Tudo, I will come and visit you whenever I can, but first, since you want to learn Kenjutsu, I have a present for you. Naruto pulls out 2 scrolls and hands them to Inari. Ototo, since you have the same body type as me, I will give you my personal copy of my Kenjutsu style, Dark Slayer. In the other scroll is a training sword that is shaped like an okatana. I want you to practice every kata till it's instinctual to you and I might make you my apprentice. Grow strong Inari to protect your precious people, said Naruto in his big brother tone, as he ruffles Inari's hair, who smiles at his niece-san. I promise Naruto ni I will be strong like you, said a happy Inari. Naruto looks toward Zabuza and the others tan at the 3 scrolls in his hand, 2 with T kanji for human, the other for body. He addresses to the others, let's move out, guys, I want us to arrive at Konoha in 2 hours. Finished Naruto, just as he hears Every's highs, all of them blur in a burst of speed. Tazuna turns to the villagers and asks what should we name the bridge. They can't come up with a name but Inari smiles and says, the Great Naruto Bridge, finishes a happy Inari. The others hear this and chant the bridge's name. With Naruto. Naruto stops on a tree branch, to turn his head back and chuckles in amusement. Kushina hears him and asks what's wrong. He shakes his head and smiles. Looks like the villagers named the bridge after me. Looks like my Otudo will become a leader like me. Finishes a proud Naruto, who smiles with the others at the happiness Nhe feels and then move forward with an explosive amount of speed toward Konoha. 2 hours later, Azumo and Katetsu, nicknamed the Eternal Chunins for being on guard duty for many years. Right now Katetsu is bored and looks about to fall asleep, but Azumo knocks him over the head, making Katetsu mutter, what in Kami's name possessed you to smack me over the head just for trying to rest my eyes? Finishes a annoyed Chunin guard. Azumo was about to reply but all of a sudden stops to look at the forest just into time to see 7 blurs blast to the Hokage's tower with speed, making the Hiraishin look like a joke, making him fall over muttering, Itai, but looks and sees Katetsu laughing his off and snickering. Azumo fumes and starts chasing his partner around with kunais. Others see this but shrug and go about their business. What they didn't know was shit about to hit the fan. Hokage Tower. The Sandaime was known as a patient man on and off the battlefield, but right now these demands from civilians and corrupt council were really starting to get on his last nerves. After he saw a request to banish Naruto, something in his mind snaps. He jumps from his seat, pulling out his bow staff and smashes his desk along with the paperwork, huffing and puffing, beating his chest like an ape, making the Anbu hidden sweat drop. I don't blame him. I would blown that shit up with a bunch of explosive notes, thought the sympathetic Anbu. All of a sudden Naruto and the others file into the room and bow speaking, mission complete Hokage-sama. Sarutobi sees Naruto and smiles. Excellent job Genin Naruto, or should I say elite Junin Naruto. Finishes a proud Sandaime. Huta sees Naruto Zabuza and Haku elite Junin vests. Naruto sees, cries at this and hugs his Oji-san saying thank you. Who the Anbu snicker and asks is their little bro getting soft on them, but are silenced as Naruto grins at them. Just for that, me and you guys are going to get real acquainted with my black sun katana, said Naruto in a sadistic tone, as the Anbu in the room pale and disappear with a shunshin. Naruto laughs his off with the others looking on with amusement. Suddenly Naruto remembers something. Oji-san, I think I shall leave with you the traitors that I sealed into this scroll. Naruto hands his grandfather 2 scrolls with the human kanji while he destroys the 3rd scroll. Oji-san, just put those 2s on probation till the Chunin exams. I will be going undercover as a solo team. The others nod at this since he heard rumors of Orochimaru trying to invade the village with Suna and Iwa. Okay Naruto, I'll give you the keys to your clan estate so you can have 2-month vacation to train and relax. Naruto nods and smiles thankfully. Catch ya later Oji-san. Me, Kushi-chan and Yugao have to work out on our new bed, Naruto says in a husky voice, as he grabs Kushina and Yugao, who are sporting lustful eyes, disappearing in a wind shunshin. Sarutobi raises an eyebrow but shrugs, muttering a lucky bastard. That makes the others snicker at him, but they look away with an innocent expression when he glares at them. All night people would be hearing loud and screams of pleasure and the sayings of Naruto-sama. Every woman blushed at this, going home with dirty thoughts in their mind about a certain blonde-haired god. Time skip council room. Naruto could be seen yawning in boredom as he stands before the council, being brought up on false charges. He looks to see the clan heads. Hyuga Hiyashi, clan head of the main house of the Hyuga clan, one of the strongest Juken users to come out of Konoha. Shibi Aburame, clan head of the Aburame clan and is rumored to have bugs that feed on Yuki. Shikaku Nara Jonin, commander of Konoha and clan head of the Nara clan. Sum Inzuzaka, captain of tracking division and clan head of Inzuzaka clan. Akamichi Shuza, head of the Akamichi clan. Inoichi Yamanaka, head of the Yamanaka clan, works at I&T division. The elders were Homura, Kaharu and Danzo Shimura. These elders were responsible for the orchestrated attacks on Naruto, although failed. Then there's the civilian councils who had managed to dig themselves into the shinobi part of the village and tried to execute him every chance they had. Right now the Sandaime clan heads and Naruto had twitching eyebrows and were considering raising the entire room, but they had to decide what to do with the Uchiha. But sadly a certain bitch of a howler monkey had to open her mouth. Hokage-sama, this demon should be put to death for killing my daughter and injuring his sensei and teammate, screeched the pink-haired banshee. Before she could continue, Naruto turned his head towards her. Woman, me and neither of the clan heads have the time or patience to hear your damn screeching, so do us a favor and shut the up before I hang you with your damn vocal cords, snarled Naruto. Sake Haruno turned red in the face at the audacity of this brat and screeched, see, this demon should be executed for threatening me. If you won't do it, I will, said the insane Haruno. Just as she was about 3 feet from him, her head exploded, sending blood on the other civilians and elders, excluding the Sandaime. Naruto looks at the body in disappointment, sighs, idiot woman, those without ninja training cannot hope to get close to me without suffering to my third taijutsu style that I based off of Hiyashi-sama's Juken. Said aboard Naruto. The other clan heads' eyes almost bulged out of their eye sockets at this. This kid based his third taijutsu style off of Hyuga's Juken. Unbelievable. Thought the impressed clan heads in a proud Hyuga clan head. Sarutobi asked Naruto what is the style's name. Hake Satan no Ken. Replied Naruto in a proud voice. Sarutobi nodded impressed. What rank do you say your style would be? Asked a curious Sandame. Naruto and Hiashi smirk and say in unison, it would be SSS ranked Hokage-sama. Hiashi and Naruto look at each other and burst out laughing with the other clan heads. Naruto suddenly remembers something and sent a cold look toward Homura Kaharu and Danzo, who start sweating at his look. Oji-san, did you know that some of the people I sent to the hospital were Anbu when I was little? Said an annoyed Naruto, as the other clan heads and Hokage are thinking this kid did that to the Anbu dam. Thought the proud clan heads but were confused. Inoichi asked what did the sign on their mask look like. One simple word spoke volumes and angered the Hokage, root. Danzo's cronies had the nerve to interrupt Mikashina and Yugao sleeping and tried to place a loyalty seal on me. Said a pissed off Naruto. The other people in the room shivered from the sheer pressure Naruto's Tuki is unleashing, but Naruto gets an idea. Hokage-sama, I also found out that the elders were responsible for Kushi-chan leaving, saying I was dead. Said Naruto in a sad tone that made the others angry toward the elders. Naruto snapped his fingers as the room suddenly glows. I placed seals to prevent any Shunshuns entering or leaving this room. Naruto said in a colder than ice voice, permission to execute Hokage-sama. The Sandame said in a blank voice, permission granted. Elite Junin Naruto. He advanced toward the elders. Danzo yelled, root. All of a sudden 5 thuds were heard. It turned out to be the bodies of Danzo's dogs being sliced to pieces. Before the elders could even protest, Naruto held out his hand and made the sand restrain them. The others gasp in shock at seeing the golden sand. Sarutobi looks at Naruto in shock. Naruto-kun, you have the gold dust Kekai Genkai of the Yondaime Kazekage. Said Hiruzen in a awe-filled voice. Naruto nods and explains, I found out my father Minato Namikaze was a close cousin of the Kazekage, but the gold dust bloodline skipped him but passed its most powerful version to me. Right now my control over it surpasses even the one-tailed raccoon that the bloodline hailed from. Said Naruto in a powerful voice. The others' leaders' eyes bulge out of their sockets at this. Who wouldn't? The Aikibi was known to have limitless control over earth, sand and wind. But to hear this village's dead last have control over it surpassing Aikibi made them shudder at how powerful he will be when he gets older. Naruto looks back toward the elders with a look of untold death in his eyes as his hands twitch. The sand coffins are pushed underground. Naruto stomps his foot on the ground. Giant sand burial. Said Naruto in a powerful voice. Everyone winces as they hear the sound of muffled screams and the sound of something being crushed. Naruto looks at his grandfather and smiles a genuine smile that made his surrogate grandfather happy. Now you can make things better like your senseis wanted. I will take my leave now. See you in the morning. Said Naruto, as he walked home with his mates in tow. Sarutobi sheds a tear. Thank you Masuko, I will never forget this even in death. Sarutobi finishes in a whisper. The other clan heads see this and smile in happiness for the two who suffered because of the civilians and elders meddling. The Sandame wipes the tear away. Meeting over, everyone gets some sleep tonight. Teichunin exams are tomorrow and I need Naruto to do his part solo in the exams. Finishes Sarutobi in a tired voice. As he walks to his clan compound he looks up to see Minato and his sensei smiling at him with a look that said thank you Sarutobi for taking care of the village and our legacy. Sarutobi then promises to always be there for Naruto. I wonder how proud our father and uncle would be if they saw you now Naruto-kun. A happy Sandame. If he stayed longer he would have heard a faintwayer already proud of him Saru. Naruto goes to sleep shedding tears of joy at finally being together with his loves. Arigato to San, Kenshiro ni San, Hiashi Oji-san and Sarutobi Oji-san, you will always hold a special place in my heart. Said a happy Naruto. Naruto looks over at the competition at Training 44, did I get that right? With a bored gaze only noting the interesting people was a blonde girl from Kumo, a green-haired girl from Taki, a black-haired girl from Iwa, and a red-haired girl with black rings around her eyes looking at him with a grin of a rapist making him shudder at how they met. Flashback start Naruto was just walking down the street with eating his dango when all of a sudden he heard a bunch of shouting looking into the alleyway. He sees Konohamaru along with a scared Ino and two Sunanins, one a blonde girl with a war fan on her back looking irritated while the other is a cat-looking man wearing purple paint on his face sneering at his little brother, his fist swinging toward the boy's face. Naruto narrowed his eyes and blurred, catching the boy's fist while grabbing Konohamaru in his other arm in a split second. Is there something I can help you with, because I know you were not about to assault the Sandame's grandson in broad daylight, Sunanin? He growled, his eyes flashing purple with 9 rings around the pupil, making the man in the cat suit pale and sweat at how close he was to starting a war. The blonde girl looks at Naruto and blushes at how handsome he is but snaps out of it. Listen, sir. Forgive my idiot of a brother, he had no idea, honest. The girl pleaded to him, getting a slow nod before Naruto lets up on the key, seeing Ino and the others are barely breathing. What are your names? Naruto said coolly while smelling pheromones, sand, and blood. Kankuro Sabaku. The cat man said arrogantly, getting a disinterested look from Naruto that made him seethe. Tamari Sabaku, she said while staring at his chest, getting a smirk from him. Naruto smiled warmly and patted them on the shoulder, getting confused looks from the two Sunanin. It's good to see you, Itokos. Tamari and Kankuro gasped hearing him call them cousins. Seeing their expressions, he chuckles and mentally commanded his sand ability to activate, getting wide-eye looks from everyone including a figure in the tree. Tamari stuttered out, "That's 2 sands gold dust, how do you have it?" Naruto smiled and suddenly shot the sand at the tree, making 2 people jump out of the branches, one with an angry look, the other a curious, yet hungry look. He looks at the girl who has shoulder-length red hair, beautiful eyelashes, a toned body with luscious curves, beautiful sea foam green eyes, black rings under her eyes showing a lack of sleep, a pair of low D cups and a sand gourd on her back. How did you know I was there? She asked in a monotone voice with curiousness in her voice, shocking Tamari and Kankuro, who always knew she kills everyone who attacks her. Naruto quirked an eyebrow. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze Subaku. He replied in the same monotone as her, getting an amused smirk from Tamari and her, while Kankuro is looking paler than Orochimaru. She nods. Gaia number Sabaku, it is a pleasure to meet you, Namikaze-sama. Gaia said with a lustful glint in her eye as she is listening to Shukaku telling her to take him as her mate. Naruto senses her emotions and starts to sweat inwardly. Kyuubi, please tell me that Shukaku isn't in the mating season. He pleaded. Kyuubi looks confused for a minute till he looks at who he is talking about and pales. Kit, Shukaku is in the heat now. He yelled hysterically at Naruto, who jumped back from Gaia, who giggles creepily as her eyes flash into a 4-pointed star stalking toward him. Tamari looks confused till she realized that Shukaku is in the heat and pales. Kankuro back away slowly. She whispered to him in a frightened tone, getting a confused look from the elder Sabaku till Tamari whispered in his ear and watched as he paled too before copying his sister. Oi, Dobi, hand over that sword, it will have better use for a Uchiha than you, said the emo lord in an arrogant tone, making Gaia glare at him for calling her beloved a dead last. Naruto puts his hand on her shoulder, stopping her. Gaia-chan, he isn't worth it, come on, I want to show you guys around the village and talk. Konohamaru, Moegi, Udon, go home for today. Naruto ordered, getting nods from the children, who ran home and ignored Ino, who was glaring at him, and Sasuke, who is looking livid at being ignored. Sasuke and Ino let out a war cry before charging at Naruto's back, not seeing his smirk before being grabbed by golden sand and tossed all the way across Konoha, making Gaia drool at his control over sand. Tamari sends Naruto a dry look, which he gives her an innocent look, making her Kankuro snicker before running for his life from an enraged Tamari. Flashback. Naruto sees the gates open and sprints leaving afterimages in his wake while keeping an eye out for Orochimaru and stops just to see a team of Odo shinobi drop in front of him. Two had arrogant looks in their eyes while the girl had a scared look in her eye, making his eyes narrow as his Rinnegan flashes. "What do you want, Odo nin?" Naruto said coldly, making the girl and the guy in bandages sweat while the spiky-haired one jumped at him with his fist back only for him to get backhanded away by a replica of Naruto. Kin gasps as she sees 9 Narutos with the same eyes. "Say hello to my 9 paths of pain," he said in monotone, making the spiky-haired boy glare at him with anger before shooting a wave of air from his hands only for one of them to absorb it into his hands. "Pathetic," Naruto said coldly before blurring behind both of them and plunged his hands through their chest, instantly sending them to the next world while the girl is shaking badly. "Please don't hurt me, I never wanted this, I'll promise to be your slave if you want, I beg of you, Namikaze-sama," she whimpered, getting a soft look from Naruto, who places a finger under her chin, tilting her head up into her eyes. "Look at me and tell your name," he asked in a gentle voice, making all her worry wash away, and looked into his purple eyes. "Kintsuchi, Namikaze-sama," she said, blushing while poking her fingers shyly. "Kin, I'm not going to kill you, I sense the purity in your soul, don't be afraid, if you want I will have you put under my clan's protection since I'm the head of both Namikaze and Uzumaki clans now," he said kindly, making her tear up and hug him tightly, saying, "Thank you," over and over again while he rubs her back softly. Naruto summons a Kage Bushin. "Take her to the compound where she is safe," he ordered, getting a nod from the clone, and disappears in a blue flash while he searched Dosu and Zaku and found both sets of scrolls. "Thanks for the scrolls, scum," Naruto said coldly, using his futon chakra to boost his speed, heading for the tower while noting a giant snake following. "Got ya right where I want ya, Oropedo." Naruto grinned mentally before increasing his speed. XXX 2 hours later. XXX. Naruto lands in an open area. Looking around, he sees plenty of trees for finding cover. Just as he was about to move, he unsheathes Black Sun and sends a silent dimension cut at a group of snakes, making them poof out of sight. Naruto narrows his eyes before clapping his hands. "Mokuden. Moku Ryu no Jutsu," Naruto shouted as a giant wood dragon sprouted from the ground and flew toward the north with immense speed, destroying everything in its wake. Naruto cancels the jutsu and smirks, seeing his technique go all the way past the entrance, and suddenly spins on his heel, parrying a GN blade with his sheathed blade while keeping his eyes on a pale-looking man with golden snake-like eyes. Naruto smirks and says in a mocking voice, "Well, what brings you here, hubby baka, prowling for a certain duckling?" Orochimaru glares at Naruto with ki, making Naruto get an amused look in his eyes before punching the snake Sannin in the stomach 10 times, making him cough up blood before knocking him away through a couple of trees. Orochimaru screams in pain, "Good God! This gaki broke almost all of my ribs with just one punch. I have to get out of here, at least I marked Sasuke-kun." Orochimaru cackled in pain before getting up to leave, but cries out in pain as lava splashes on his arm, melting it. Naruto smirks in sadistic glee at the pain his lava jutsu caused. He found out from Kyuubi de Tthe Rinnegan gives the wielder control over all elements, gives perfect chakra control, and makes your elements stronger. That made him giddy. That he also learned that the mental feedback of the shadow clones would not bother him anymore. He also found out that his Rinnegan had the abilities of the Byakugan without the blind spot, the eternal Mangekyo abilities without the drawbacks, and could use Kamui, Tsukuyomi, Susanoo, and Amaterasu without the harmful side effects. "Get out of here, Orochimaru. I already know about your plans for the Uchiha. If he leaves the village, I will dispose of him myself," Naruto said with finality before heading toward the tower, ignoring the hidden teams watching the fight. Naruto suddenly stops before turning his head slowly, seeing a purple aura close in on his position. "So you couldn't let your jealousy of me go, Sasuke?" Naruto mutters in pity before smacking away a barrage of mini fireballs in time to see a curse seal Sasuke looking at him with bloodlust and hatred while his aura is affecting the surroundings. Naruto looks toward the trees. Guys, you can come out now, he said calmly as the people he saw at the entrance jumped down beside him with serious looks in their eyes. Nice to meet you, Kuretsuchi Hime, Yugito Him, Fu-chan, Gaia-chan, Han-san. Naruto smiled, getting blushes from the girls and a nod from the giant man who asks a question. Naruto-san, what is wrong with your friend? Everyone takes note of the markings covering Sasuke, who is looking at them with arrogance and annoyance. Naruto said coldly, that runt isn't my friend, that is Sasuke Uchiha, who was bitten by Orochimaru of the Sannin and is being controlled by the curse seal and let his jealousy of my heritage and skills override his sanity. This, along with Hatake Kakashi, tried to also use me as a shield to protect himself from getting killed by Zabuza Momochi by using the Kawarimi. Naruto finished with Venom, getting horrified looks from the girls and the guys throwing hate-filled glares to Sasuke, who is looking smug like he was proud of it. No one does that to my fiancé and lives to tell about it. Kuretsuchi yelled with rage in her voice before punching Sasuke through a tree while Naruto is looking owlish for a moment before smiling. I see, that's what those documents Oji-san showed me after my promotion, and am I to guess Gaia, Fu, and Yugito's names are on there as well? Naruto said in a deadpan voice, getting nods from them. We can get to know each other better after we get to the tower, he said, getting nods from everyone till they see Sasuke running toward Kuretsuchi with lightning chirping in his hands, making Naruto narrow his eyes in rage before blurring in front of his fiancé and grabbed Sasuke's arm, dispelling the jutsu and slapping a seal on the curse mark, making the markings recede before knocking the Uchiha out and put him upon his shoulder. Naruto turns to the others and motions them to follow him and headed toward the tower to finish up. They soon reach the tower. Heading inside, they see a large arena with a stone ram sign on the wall before taking their scrolls out. Naruto sees the kanji for summoning and orders them to throw them on the ground as a poof of smoke appears, showing Kakashi, Iruka, and Kushina, who explained the meaning of the test, getting nods of understanding from them. Naruto turns toward Kakashi and throws Sasuke toward the scarecrow. Next time you teach your little bitch an assassination jutsu, make sure he doesn't aim at my fiancés or I will kill him, Naruto said darkly before walking to his room with his fiancés. Time skip. Chunin exam second round. Over the next few days, Naruto got to know his fiancés better and fixed Gaia's seal, allowing her to sleep and have better control over her Yuki, and helped with her taijutsu training and got a few more tips on jutsu, including his Yoden. He also had a confrontation with Team 8 as Kiba tried to do perverse things to his fiancés only to get punched out of the tower by a pissed-off Naruto. Hinata revealed that her shy attitude and stutters was just a mask, shocking Naruto, and was further shocked when she confessed her feelings for him and accepted her, introducing her to his other fiancés who Hinata got along with easily and helped her train to be Junin level thanks to her having high chakra levels and shadow clones. All in all, it was an interesting week until one day both Naruto and Neji met, but it was more of a meeting. Flashback start. Neji, may I see your seal? Asked Naruto, getting a hesitant nod from the branch member who takes it off, showing a green swastika sign, making him frown. Neji, what is your clan doing with one of my mother's clan's Juinjutsu? Naruto said seriously, getting a wide-eye look from Neji, who explains that some of corrupt elders secretly stole it after the Second Shinobi War. Naruto listens with rapt attention before doing a few one-handed seals and placed his finger on the seal. Kai! He shouted as the seal cracked until a bright light covered Neji before disappearing, showing the Hyuga's true form, which made Naruto's jaw drop, cracking the ground. Neji was beautiful, still wearing the same outfit when she had the caged bird seal, except her eyes, which held hate, had kindness in them, long curvy legs, a slim waist, DD cup S held back by her shirt. Neji gasps in surprise, being able to be her true self once more, and smiles with tears before hugging Naruto, and to his shock kissed him on the cheek. Thank you, Naruto, for releasing this caged bird, she whispered into his ear before running back to her teammates with a blush on her face. Naruto smiles at Neji being free before grabbing his katana and walked to his room, his hair blowing softly in the wind. Things are looking up for Konoha now. He murmured. Flashback end equals. Naruto snaps out of his thoughts to hear his surrogate grandfather's speech about the Chunin exams used as a simulation for war, making him shake his head at the explanation before taking notice of his mother's student Gecko Hayate having a sick look on his face, asking, "Does anyone want to forfeit?" He sees Kabuto Yakushi forfeit, saying his chakra levels were low, making Naruto snort before silently signaling the root Anbu that Naruto had as his personal guard to subdue Kabuto, taking notice of Sarutobi, sending him an amused look. "Does anyone wish to fight more than once?" asked the sick proctor, getting Naruto to raise his hand, nodding, eager to battle with finesse and skill. Time to show the true Naruto. He looks up at the screen to see the first match and deadpanned at his grandfather, who has a twitching eyebrow. Sasuke Uchiha vs Akato Yoroi. Skipping same as the canon. Kankuro Sabaku vs Mitsugi Tsurugi. Same as the canon, boring. Sai vs Omoi. Sai wins. Yugito vs Suzumaki. Yugito wins. Kuratsuchi vs Hisame. Kuratsuchi wins. Tamari vs Tenten. Same as the canon. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze Sabaku vs Kiba Inuzuka. Everyone except the Hokage and Naruto gawked at his name, while Kiba is howling in delight that he got the weak one, not noticing Naruto's eyes gain a predatory glint, one that Sume notices and prays for her stupid son's survival. Kiba jumped over the rail onto the floor, nearly breaking his legs, while Naruto lifted his legs over the rail before flipping and landing on the floor, creating 15-foot crater that shook the entire building, shocking everyone, before, to everyone's shock, a replica of Naruto came beside him and took off his jacket, showing him wearing black tight shirt, showing his developed body and his 12-pack that made all the women blush and get a nosebleed, while the guys are glaring at him in envy and jealousy for having a body like that. "Ha! Trying to show off dead last," Kiba said arrogantly, only to get an uninterested look from Naruto, who slowly unsheathes his katana, black and red lightning arcing off of it while giving off a sense of despair, making Akamaru whimper and run back, jumping into Hana's embrace. "Did you know, Kiba, that a human's most feared emotion is despair?" he whispered ominously, making everyone get a sense of foreboding form the sword's aura. Naruto sees he has everyone's attention and continues. "When someone feels despair, she loses all hope in ever achieving their goal due to the feeling of futileness in their efforts," he said wistfully before snapping his eyes open, showing his Rinnegan blazing in its glory. Kiba manages to get his bravado back. "Ha! At least I am not a fanboy to the Haruno," he sneered until a cold smile spreaded on Naruto's face, one that made Gaia feel aroused. "Ah, Haruno-san, well, she decided that trying to backstab me with the duck butt and the scarecrow in Wave Country, so I decided get revenge on her," he said sweetly, getting a nervous laugh from Kiba. "How exactly by pranking?" Kiba said sarcastically, until he sees the same sand he saw Gaia use flow from the floor into Naruto's hand. "No. I gave her death by crushing." Naruto smirked cruelly, making everyone who hated Naruto pale and shiver, something that Naruto took joy in causing. "Also, don't think that those who hated me will be able to hurt me anymore. I hid my skills during the academy for you maggots to underestimate me," he smirked before continuing. "And my plan worked very well to my expectations, since Ino, along with those disgraces called fangirls from the academy, thought that I was weaker than them." He sneered venomously at a fuming Ino, who always tried to make sure Naruto was meek. "Let us get on with the match. I have promised to take my fiancés, Hinata and another Hyuga girl, on a date." Naruto sighed boredly, getting confused looks at who his fiancés were. Kiba charged at Naruto with low Chunin speeds, going for a swipe to the fast, thinking that Naruto was all talk, only to yelp in pain from getting smacked in the face by the flat of the blade. "Dead." Naruto deadpanned, making Neji snicker, getting weird looks from Guy and Tenten. Kiba growls before unleashing a barrage of swipes, trying to claw Naruto to death, who dodges, leaving a smoky trail, Wesker's dodging in RE5 sweet making the Inuzuka even more frustrated. "What's the matter, Kiba? Can't handle my shadow steps since you became so arrogant to think I was weak?" Naruto said mockingly, getting a feral snarl form. The dog boy lands on his hands and feet. Shiaku no Jutsu. Kiba howled before dashing at him with faster speeds only to get smacked by Naruto upside the head, looking at him with disappointment in his eyes. Naruto said, shaking his head. I am very disappointed, Kiba. After reading your emotions, I only see jealous, envy, greed, and lust. Those emotions that cause many to turn rouge on a village, and you are no better than the Uchiha. Naruto said emotionlessly, making everyone wince at the jab Naruto made to Kiba's ego. Kiba began to saw red and pulled out a kunai and slashed at Naruto with reckless abandon, trying to kill the demon prince, making everyone gasp at Kiba's actions. Naruto decided to use a new speed technique he made with his fire chakra, Kusai Hako, fire step. He blurred as crimson fire arced off his feet as Naruto seemed to blur behind Kiba and launched a strike to Kiba's chakra point, making him howl in pain. Kiba swung his leg to kick Naruto, only for him to slap it away and launch 4 punches toward Kiba's ribs, cracking them, making Kiba black out from the pain. And Naruto picks up his coat and jumps up next to Neji, who gives him a shoulder massage, making him groan in content. Tenten gawks at her teammate but looks more closely and her eyes bulged for a moment. Neji! She yelled, making everyone look at who Tenten was looking at, and their jaws dropped off their hinges at seeing a beautiful girl. Yes, Tenten, I am Neji and I was not always a boy. Neji said, annoyed while continuing to massage Naruto's shoulders. I thought you were a guy, not a female. Tenten said, confused, making Naruto